Welcome to our I Am Workshop Conversation Series, a transformative journey designed to inspire self-discovery and ignite your creative spirit. With your hosts, Anna Maria Davalos, Maria Lanes, and Maclovia Martel. Today's guest, author, Ayurvedic practitioner, and world-renowned healer, medical intuitive, Reverend Lisamarie Boncek. Welcome to our I Am Conversations, Lisamarie. Thank you for being here. So happy that you're here.
Welcome
to be
here. Welcome. So
I'm so excited.
Oh, we're excited. We've been waiting. We've been waiting for you. So this is a question that we ask. Can you tell us about a transformative experience in your life that has changed you forever?
I have had many.
Or experiences. Yes.
I have had many spiritually transformative experiences in my life, but the NDEs were the ultimate. If I was to say anything that really changed my life, were the NDEs back to back on Easter weekend, ironically, when I resurrected out of my body. Because even though I've had spiritual experiences, because I've been meditating for over 30 years, I do transcendental meditation, the advanced one, the Cities program.
Okay.
And I do that twice a day, an hour twice a day, believe it or not. So when you meditate like that, you can't help but to have spiritual experiences. But it wasn't until later in life when I had my NDEs back to back on Easter weekend, 2 nights in a row, was when my life completely changed around. I mean, I had a whole career change. My thoughts about everything have changed. Because I had a conversation with God. I had a conversation with Jesus. I had an incredible healing during my NDEs because I was, very sick with Lyme disease and complications from Lyme disease. I wasn't producing cortisol. You don't produce cortisol, you die. So I was having these issues for a long time. So during my NDE, I had a healing. There are no words for the energy that came through for me during the healing that Jesus and Archangel Michael did on me. But what surprised me the most was my higher self, my soul, was assisting them with this body's healing. I was surprised. My higher self was just as powerful as the divine beings that were with me. That was another shock, right? I didn't expect that. I'm thinking, okay, they're more powerful. They have such respect. They had such respect for me. Because before I really totally left my body, Archangel Michael came through my body. And that was strange feeling. And I said, knock it off, because I'm used to spirit communication most of my life. I've had sort of some of that. So, but I've never had this going through the body thing. Mm-hmm. So I said, knock it off. And he flew out the window.
Wow.
faster than I could do that.
Wow.
And one question, were you religious before this? Because I've seen different kind of experiences, right? Some people get the angels, some people get the spirit animals. I mean, it depends on your beliefs, or it has.
Right. Now, I can't answer that question about depends on your beliefs, because many years ago, one of my spiritual experiences was Buddha appearing to me. Many years ago, when I was doing an Ayurvedic treatment, it was being done. That's what I do in my practice, but it was being done on me. And it's called Sharadara, and it's the pouring of herbalized oil on the forehead, specifically the third eye center, where the pineal gland is here. And that balances cortisol. But it's your spiritual center. During one of those treatments, when I was away at an Ayurvedic clinic in Massachusetts, eyes closed, there's a cloth on my eyes. Someone appears to me on my left here, clearer than I could see you, or clearer than somebody that's in my room right now. And now I'm checking him out because I'm seeing him with something. What is it? My third eye? My mind's eye? What
Mhm.
am I seeing it with? So he was here and he was glowing. And believe it or not, he had gold skin,
Mm,
antique gold
mm.
skin, that color. And his eyes were an almond shape, and the color was amber,
Wow.
and they were sparkly. I remember I did a lot of cleansing in my life, and my eyes become like a different color. They become like emeralds because the whites of your eyes become clear and the color of your eye becomes cleaner.
Mm,
Mhm.
So my eyes at times have become like this pale green, sparkly. And
mhm,
that's what made me think that's how his were. Of
Mhm.
course, because he's
Mhm.
in perfect form. He's in his
Yeah.
spirit form, so he's
Yeah.
perfect, right?
Mhm.
And I could only see up to here of him, so I couldn't tell if he had hair or
mm.
not.
Mhm.
I'm just assuming he was bald and didn't want me to know. So, so I saw up to here and I saw up to here, and he had like over here in his jaw was a chunkier gold. It was
Mm,
chunkier, like so you could see that, you know, it was more powerful, masculine, and he had those perfect lips, the Egyptian
mhm,
Yeah.
perfect, and
Yeah.
that nose, and
mm,
that nose. And then I realized after much research that it was Buddha. And I was like, well, why is he appearing to me now? But after that experience, I got up from the table of the treatment and I was walking to my room, my hotel room or whatever it was at the clinic. I was like on cloud nine when that happened. It was
Uh-huh.
like I just seen Jesus or God or something,
Yeah. Yeah.
That was the feeling I had because that's what
You
he gave me.
you
He
had a
gave me a
presence of the
glimpse in
divine.
the presence of the divine. Exactly. That's exactly what it was. So you get these. There's a certain feeling that go. I was walking on a cloud,
Did he have
and
any
it lasted for
messages?
days. He didn't say
He
a
didn't.
word. He
You
didn't
just
say a word.
felt it.
He was trying to. What I felt, yeah, and what I felt from the experience was he was letting. How do I explain it? He showed himself to me.
Hmm.
Showed himself to me, and I think he was trying to test me kind of if I can see him. These people have been beaming me up for years. I'm telling you.
Since you were a kid. Well,
Yeah, they have been. I think this was like a test, can she see me? Oh
Hmm.
my God. And I saw him.
Was he
He was
smiling?
beautiful.
Was it a smile? What is he smiling or?
No,
Mm,
I didn't see teeth.
mm,
It was like this,
mm,
but
mm.
you can feel the radiance,
Sure.
the divine love,
Hmm.
the
so you
intelligence,
feel it,
the
but
power.
do they communicate? Because
Well,
from what I've
he
read, you just have you feel it more than they communicate something to you or not.
you can have both because I've had both in other
Uh-huh.
experiences, but there is a whole, how do you call it? There's a word, clairvoyance,
Yeah.
clairsentience.
Yeah.
There is there is that going on. There's a feeling that, and a knowing.
So that was your
It's
first
hard to describe.
that was your first sort of no, that wasn't your first. Okay.
That's my first, my experiences really started when I started meditating in my late 20s, when I was 27. And when
Okay.
I started meditating, even though I'd had some experiences before that, my meditation was the catalyst to my connection to source
Mhm.
and the divine.
So
No,
it was so,
it's
but you were
out of
just
body.
meditating. It's not you were not doing an action. For example, when I meditate, I paint, and that's how I connect. But
Right,
because you go into a
right,
trance, kind of.
right. Sort of.
Hmm.
It's a quiet silencing of the mind. So when Buddha appeared to me, I wasn't doing anything. I was just getting that treatment, which opened up my spiritual center, the third eye, and that's how I was able to see him on my left here. Like I said, I was walking to my room and I was told the girl that did the treatment, I saw this guy, and so she made it a joke every time I saw her. Then became a joke, but I was on cloud nine because of this experience. I was on cloud nine for days. I
Wow.
thought that because I was sick at the time and I thought I was going to be healed that week, but I wasn't. And I think he was letting me know, hey, I'm here.
Mhm.
And no
Ah,
matter what, if you're healed or not this week, I am here. I'm your guide. You know, I figured maybe because I was into the Ayurveda, and that's why, Ayurveda is from India,
Mhm.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
and he's of that culture. And I know I have a lot of sages that are my spirit guides,
Mm-hmm. And you
so
had Lyme disease, right?
yes,
Do you still have
yes.
it, or you're totally
No, no, thank
wow.
God.
Wow.
Yeah,
So then
I suffered a lot with that.
you
Mm-hmm.
had you had this experience with Archangel Michael and Jesus and your higher self.
I did.
Yes. Can you go
So during
into
the NDE,
yeah.
so I was getting that day lighter and lighter in my body, a feeling of lightness. And I heard this whooshing sound in my body that I'd never heard before. It was just whoosh, whoosh, like maybe air. I don't know what it was, but I just kept hearing this whooshing sound. So later, when I went to go lay down later in the day, towards evening, as soon as I laid down, it all started. I started getting lighter and lighter and lighter until I slipped right out of my body. Now, this was a first time for me. I'd never had an out of body experience, or, my soul has never left my body. I'm working on that now on astral traveling, because once you leave your body like that so many times, it's easier for you to leave it.
Yeah.
So I resurrected, I say resurrected out of my body from here up to my head, somewhere here is
Mm-hmm.
where I left my body. And
Mm-hmm.
it was the most natural, most beautiful experience of my entire life. I immediately turned into the most magnificent love I'd ever felt. I was love.
Mm.
And it's not a love that we have here. Say that if you have children and you love your children, or you have the love of your life, your soulmate, right? Multiply that by
Wow.
50,000, by 50,000, because there are no human words. And now that I'm in a human body, I'm limited.
Mhm.
I'm
Very
limited. I
interesting.
can't
Yeah.
describe that love and the love from God that I felt.
Yeah. It's
So it's just, that's why we're sometimes lost for words. I mean, I feel like I'm having a dumbed down experience, for a lack of a better words, in my human body compared to being
uh-huh.
out of my body. So immediately I remember being in gratitude,
wow.
and
Wow.
I was beamed up. I was like this the whole time,
You know
the
what,
whole time.
what I
That
have
is so
heard
fun.
something
You were an
similar.
emoji.
It's when where we're from Ecuador, Loli and me, so there is the ayahuasca in the Amazon, and I've heard a lot of people that have taken the ayahuasca that have had a very similar experience to you. It's
Yes,
felt in love, but they just cannot explain that. I mean, it's not the love earthly, it's not the mushy stuff. It was something totally different, that it was out of this
divine
world.
love.
So
It's
that
divine love.
happens. So that can happen with psychedelics also, right?
Yes, it can, but it is a different experience.
Mhm.
Yes.
Uh-huh.
I've heard many people, I wouldn't take a chance taking that stuff. God only knows where I'd end up, on the moon or something. But
On the wrong planet.
Yeah.
yeah, I don't recommend that to anybody. I think you're playing with fire.
Mhm. Mhm.
You could end up having some negative experience. I would not mess around with mushrooms and things like that. So the NDE is definitely a different experience because, yeah, psychedelic, if you listen to NDEs versus using that, there are differences.
Mm.
Mm-hmm.
There's differences. I see that. And I wouldn't play with it. That's just
Mm-hmm.
my opinion.
So when you
Mm-hmm.
were up
You know,
there, or there, I shouldn't say up there, when you were in your NDE.
Yeah, because it's not even up.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's just there. It appears. It appears. It just appears. It's like the realm just opens up to you. Jesus came down in my room. And they're telling me I need to tell people about this. Well, and I was just saying on another podcast, like, why don't they do it? Why don't they just come down and tell everybody the truth that there's no death? We just transition. It's just an easy transition to another space and time or form. Well, actually, I transitioned into my real self.
Okay.
Void of ego. There is no ego. There's not the duality that we have here. It's non-separation. So I discovered that we are all one collective consciousness once I left my body. And then when first Jesus came down, he put his arms out. No, it's not your time. And I was like,
I want it to be my
going
time. I mean, I'm feeling so good. Yeah.
I am going with you people because there's no way I'm going back to that crap. So, so and Archangel Michael was on this side of me, my left, and he had humongous wings. And I never believed in angels with wings before, but he had huge wings. I could feel everything. I could feel the tiny, tiny, intricate wings inside of the big wings.
Could you
I could
see
feel and sense
his face?
everything.
Could you see a face?
Yeah, I can see sort of because he was here. Don't forget, he was on my left. Jesus was here. I could only see so much because of the bright light that comes with them. There is so much gold, bright white. It's a white we don't even have here. It's like this solid opaque. You see on the book here right there,
the letter God,
yeah,
on the screen. See that white in God? It's that type of white with gold, and I've had that actually appear in my house.
Wow.
So it's blinding. It's a blinding white, kind of.
It's blinding. So because they're in the spirit form, and then they were doing the energy work on me. They are beaming with this light coming from them. So I could only see so much.
And could you feel?
Of the features.
Wow.
You could feel everything. You could feel their love. You could feel, and then they started speaking to me telepathically. So the telepathy is thought to thought. It's much easier than this. This is work.
Yeah.
Right.
It's
This
like
is a
you
lot of
feel
work.
it. Yeah.
Yeah. So it's thought to thought. So, but I'm still, because my consciousness has left my body. You're still yourself, but I was my best self without any negative emotions. So the only thing I was feeling was love, incredible peace. So it's this incredible, calm, detached feeling. And gratitude, love, peace, and bliss consciousness, which is euphoric happiness.
Wow.
That's it. But I was still thinking with the mind that I'm talking to you with, because your consciousness, it gets complicated with consciousness.
Yeah.
Your consciousness is what leaves your body.
Yeah.
That's what leaves. So I'm still thinking as they're healing me, oh my God, they're healing me. Oh my God, I can't believe this is happening to me right now. At the same time, my higher self is assisting with my healing, assisting them with the healing of this body.
So it's group work. They're all working.
course,
You are
yeah.
working with them to fix you.
Teamwork.
Yes.
And
Which
could you be?
surprised me because I was speaking in another language. I don't know if I told you that part.
That's what happened
And
to
I
my
don't know.
daughter. Yeah. When she
Yeah,
fell.
I mean, I don't. Was it Aramaic? Like, I'm really fascinated by this stuff. Like, was I speaking an Aramaic language, the heavenly language? Was it Hebrew? I don't know, but it was fluent. But I did know something, and this is where the senses come in. I did know that I was praying in this language, and the prayer was for my healing. At the
Huh.
same time, 100 angels were speaking at once in tandem, and they were saying these words: This is the day that the Lord has made. Let us rejoice and be glad in it.
And you
They weren't
remember all
singing.
of that. Wow.
I would never forget those words
Mhm.
because I was analyzing it, seeing if they said HATH instead of HAS for has.
Yep.
So as I was speaking this language, I'm thinking, what is this language that I'm
Uh-huh.
speaking so fluently? What is it? They didn't tell me. So the angels were saying this while the healing was going on the whole time. They wouldn't stop. And it was the most glorious experience you could ever imagine. Divine. I can't say because I was with divine beings, I guess you would say of a certain religion. It wasn't a religious about religion. It was about more of a divine spiritual experience. I then saw my future. They showed me my future. And I think it was to help me, to let me know that I was going to be well again and what my purpose was on this earth. So
Yeah.
I was watching myself, and now I'm analyzing what I'm wearing because I noticed a certain pants I was wearing, and I could only wear if I'm 120 pounds, so I'm thinking all these things, my hairstyle. But yeah, and I could only see the back of me and the right side of me, right side.
Okay.
And I could see the pants. I saw that I was wearing a top. And it was, if you know what this means, it was a crop top.
What's
Crop
up?
tops are
What's it?
becoming back.
Okay.
Yeah.
Crop tops only go to your waist. So
Mm-hmm.
I'm thinking, oh, I must, in front there, I must have a flat stomach because I wouldn't be wearing a crop top.
My God.
That's great. That's great.
But this is what I'm thinking as I'm watching myself. So anyway, I saw an audience in front of me, and the first thing I think is, oh my God, I sound just like Wayne Dyer. So that was my first thought. And there was, a big audience there, and I had everything on it. There was a big screen behind me, and I was doing PowerPoint, and I didn't even know how to do PowerPoint back then.
Uh-huh.
So, but I'm just telling you what I saw myself
Yeah.
doing. So, um, and I was talking to them about Ayurveda and how they could heal and spiritual talk
Uh-huh.
and, stuff like that. They were very clever about what I could see and what I could hear because they didn't mention anything about an ND. I didn't hear myself talking about an NDE or, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
They just certain things. They're very smart. They're not only going to let you see so much. So I'm watching myself. There was a theme to the speaking engagements, and in big letters before me in gold was the word hope. And that was my purpose to be here, was to give hope to the masses, not to be a minister in a small church of 50 to 100 people. It was to reach the mass people globally,
Mm-hmm.
uh, and help everybody as many people as I can. It was amazing, and I noticed that I used a couple of off-colored words, and I questioned that because I that wasn't me. And I
Well, I
said to
think
Jesus, "What's up with that?" And Jesus said to me, "You're now I'd meditated all those years. Jesus said to me, "You're too pure. You need to be able to relate to the people on earth." He said, "You came here to learn compassion." That is profound. So I decided that before I came into this body that I came here to learn compassion. And had I not suffered as much as I did with the chronic fatigue, the chronic pain, and everything I went through, I would not be at the level of compassion that I am today to help my patients and relate to my patients to help them and to learn what I learned, how to
yeah.
heal and how to balance cortisol and all these things and how to get rid of pain and heal after such a horrible chronic illness that I had for years. And he said, "You came here to learn compassion." And God said to me, because God appeared to me, and I was surprised too, that my soul physically was a piece of God. Like God is the pie. I was a piece of that pie physically. And
Yeah.
I went back in my body, but you can't get away from it. It's still in me. I am a piece of the creator. I found out we are all one collective consciousness. We are all one on the other side. It is only here that we have ego and duality. It's only
He,
here.
he's in our DNA.
Exactly. So he
Yeah.
said to me, it's in my time, Lisamarie, not yours.
Well, what I
I
think
said,
is so
okay.
funny is that you kept your sense of humor. I mean, you're making jokes.
Yeah.
Oh,
And
yeah.
well, she
Oh,
was
yeah.
at it. Yeah.
And they
You,
have a sense of humor. All of the divine beings are enlightened. And when you're enlightened, all you do is laugh.
that's
They don't
excellent.
take anything seriously. There's nothing taken seriously. They know everything we chose to be here. It's a tough one for people to hear. We as humans didn't make the choice. We as highly evolved souls, our higher self, made the choice to come here and experience whatever, giving birth, things that you do in a physical body. What do
Right.
we
We
do?
came here to have a human experience.
To
And
have the human experience and to play and to do whatever we're going to do and to learn and try to get to an awakened state. Let's see what we could do with this dense, dark, depressed body in a very dark environment. Because when I was shoved back in my body because I wasn't given a choice, and let me tell you, if I had 10 beautiful children and a wonderful husband, there was nothing I would have turned back for. But
Mhm.
I wasn't given that choice. I was shoved back into my body. And if anybody knows the show I Dream of Jeannie
yeah.
and the bottle, that skinny bottleneck that she used to
Yeah.
go into, that's how I relate going back into that body because I'm free now, right? I'm free and I'm huge. I'm
Mm-hmm.
huge. And now I have to squeeze into that skinny necked bottle. And it was one of the most uncomfortable things I've ever had to experience. And it was heavy and dark and limited. And now I don't have the divine knowledge because they were giving me downloads. I was getting messages from my friends. I was being told that there were certain people I couldn't get rid of because
Oh.
I needed to be in their life.
Oh my
So I couldn't
God.
get rid of them. However, they told me I could take a break. And let me tell you, that has helped me tremendously, taking those breaks. Because this
Ah.
life is not easy. Let's face it, it's not an easy road. But the secret to life is to trust the divine plan that we basically made ourselves. So God, that's why God can't intervene a lot.
Hmm.
There's
Hmm.
not a lot of intervening because we chose to go through certain things. And maybe I even chose the NDE experience as part of my path. You know,
Mm-hmm.
Are
there's so
they
much. I mean,
are they around us? All Can we talk to them?
you're never
Yeah.
alone. Are you
Okay.
kidding
So
me?
The
You are
pendulum. The
when
never,
I
pendulum.
when I
you are
talk to them,
never alone.
they
We all
listen.
have spirit guides, and at different
Hmm.
times of our life, the spirit guides may change.
Hmm.
Like
Hmm.
during my illness, I might have had a different set of guides.
Hmm.
And then coming out of that, where I am now, it might have changed because
Hmm.
now I'm channeling. There's gifts that I have after my experience. I'm now channeling from the divine that I never did before. And I'm now doing the healing
Hmm.
that I never really did. I did it in very small way before my experience.
Hmm.
It's just that the gifts have increased and it kind of increases every 6 months. I never know what's ahead. I'm still integrating my experience.
Just a profound experience. And how long did it resonate, the feeling of love, when you came back?
Well, for 14 days, I still wasn't totally back in my body. So
Okay.
I was still enlightened. So I wish I could have stayed like that
Hmm.
because I was just love and I was connected to everything. The little dogs were following me. Like I knew everything. I could read people's minds because in your spirit form, that's what you could do.
Hmm.
You know everything. You could see everything. You feel everything. You are love and only love and bliss consciousness, euphoric happiness. So for 14 days, I was in complete, utter enlightenment. I was ready to go on the Oprah Winfrey show and told her that I was healed. This experience, it was amazing. So um, I was seeing visions. I was still seeing my future. I still saw the video clips of my future right here. I could see it. It doesn't matter
Oh.
what I was doing. I could be vacuuming. I could be talking to somebody, and these video clips were so clear in my mind's eye of my future. I couldn't control it for
Uh-huh.
14 days. And then I had to do help a friend of mine who is disabled. She's a medium with a gallery reading. She had to cancel last minute. Listen to this. She had to cancel. There was another medium taking her place. I didn't know her. She's now my friend, one of my friends.
Right.
I didn't know her. I go there. I had I couldn't cancel because two of my friends were coming. They got tickets. So as I'm driving to the event, I'm getting downloads and they're saying, this is for you. This is for you. Your friend, this whole canceling of my friend getting sick had to happen for a reason. And that the medium was going to start talking about my NDE experiences,
Oh,
right? And they were going to wait to the end and she was going to tell me at the end and blah, 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 blah. So I get there. I'm telling my friends what I saw on the drive over. And lo and behold, she waits till the end. There's like 50 people in the room. I think all their jaws had dropped. She comes up to me and I think she was surprised herself. She goes, Jesus is here to talk to you. I said, yeah,
Wow.
because I know what happened to me and I'm so matter of fact about it. Very matter of fact about all my
you're
experiences because
so
it happened to me,
funny.
You're like, he's early.
Yeah,
Yeah, you're like,
yeah,
I got,
right.
okay, I
So,
take the call. You know, transfer
right. So she says, he's saying that he healed you. And I said, yes, he did.
It's
But she's
Love
looking
it.
at me like I look like, except that I was underweight. She's looking at me like I look healthy. Like, well, what the heck was wrong with you? He said, and then she said, he's telling me that you were really sick. I said, yeah, I was for a long time. And
Wow.
then she continues to say, he healed you because of your faith. And I want to let everybody know that faith, I'm a reverend.
Right.
And, faith to some people is a big word, but I want to tell you, faith is just believing. Actually, it's knowing that there's something, knowing without a doubt that there's something beyond this.
Yeah.
yeah,
And
yeah.
just knowing. And my faith was very strong. And I actually almost lost my faith because of the length of that illness and what it did to me.
Hmm.
So thank God I am in the space I am in right now, and I'm
Yeah,
able
you
to
were
help
chosen
people
because not
and serve it.
everybody.
Did
Yeah.
you ever did
Yeah,
you
and
ever get the
because
pants in your vision?
I wanted to be. I already had the
Oh,
pants.
you already had them. Okay.
And in the talk when I was watching myself, I was explaining to the people that when you're sick, you got to wear these pants. They were jeggings. You know what jeggings are?
Yeah, it's like legging
They are
with jeans.
leggings that have a jean screen print imprint on them, and these looked real. You wouldn't know. Everybody thought I was really wearing tight jeans, right? And I said to them, you don't have, I remember saying this to them still, the audience, the future audience that I haven't even met yet. I haven't met that particular audience. And I said to them, instead of wearing your sweatpants, because there were times that I used to go to bed, I was so fatigued with my clothes on.
Hmm.
I had to. And these stretch pants were comfortable. I could go to bed with that or to bed with shorts,
Mhm.
things like that.
Hmm.
So I was teaching them this is what you do instead of wearing frumpy, baggy, sweatpants and sweatshirt. You could wear these slip on pants that look like jeans. You could go out in them. So I have those,
Yeah.
but I have them and I will wear them that day when that day comes. And I was
Okay.
showing everybody, I was walking on stage with my handicap placard that I still saved from that time when, I could barely drive a car. I had so much pain in my hands and in my body. So anyway, yeah.
That's
It's so Archangel Michael came through to the medium, and she said Archangel Michael said he didn't mean to freak you out because he went through my body.
How did he do that?
And before I totally left my body,
Uh-huh.
he came to my left and went his spirit, as he's a spirit being, he went through my physical body. And it's I can't describe it to
The
you because
feeling.
it's the feeling is very hard to describe. You just
Mhm.
know somebody is going through your body, and he came out and he stayed in my body.
Wow.
It's like Whoopi Goldberg
Mm.
Uh-huh.
on
Ghost.
And the
Ghost
ghost, yeah.
when when it's like she was like, whoa,
Hmm.
it's
yeah.
like that. And so I said to him, knock it off. It's not the first time I've been touched by spirit beings, but I never had this going through the body thing. And, all he was trying to do, the medium said, was he was just trying to heal you. And I was like, oh my God. And I told him to go away.
Exactly.
You know
Come
what I'm
back.
saying?
Yeah, come back.
So when I said knock it off, oh my God, the respect I felt from him, the respect was so, I have to mention this because it was profound. And I got the feeling like, they're there and we're here and they're respecting us because this is a difficult task. First to be in a body and then to go through the what we're going through is especially now in the world.
Yeah.
This is difficult times,
Hmm.
real difficult times. Ever since COVID started, it's been really difficult.
Hmm.
So, and the separation of people and the separation by religions and politics, I mean, it's
Hmm.
just gotten crazy. And now is the time where more people are having NDEs and finding out more about the afterlife and the truth that we don't die, we just transition into a different form.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
Mm-hmm.
that's all it is. And I want people to know that a lot of people are fearful of death. Now, I used to be afraid of heights. I don't have that fear anymore
Not anymore.
because I know where I'm going. I could literally, if somebody brought a helicopter over here right now or a plane, I could jump out of a plane
Wow.
and not be fearful of that
So you lost the
because I know
fear.
if the parachute doesn't open,
You're
I
okay.
know without a doubt where I'm going.
So now this community, how big is this community of people that have experienced this?
It's getting bigger and bigger. I mean, if you go on the podcast, it's everywhere. A lot of
And,
people, it's happening more and more now, these experiences, and people are talking about it. Some
and do
people
they
don't
have,
even have an experience with their death experience or near death. They don't have a divine experience, or they go into the void. The
Mm.
void is like a waiting space, a holding space where it's just black and darkness, but they do feel that love. I mean, a lot of people say, "Oh, I see people talking, on the groups and that have not had an experience." And they say, "Well, it's so confusing because every experience is different. What do we believe?" And
Yeah.
I'm like, my response to them is, I see the same commonalities. They're all talking about that love. They're all talking about that peace. They're all talking about that euphoric happiness. They're all talking about source, God, and we're all one collective consciousness. I see the commonalities right away.
and are
Of
people,
course, you're going to have a different experience because everybody has a different purpose.
mhm.
Say
Do
that
people
again?
have negative experiences?
Negative experiences.
Well, I've heard a few negative experiences. I can't comment on that because that was not my experience,
Right.
but I've heard people say that if you're so bound to the physical body and not accepting of or remembering who you really are, you can have a negative experience and then you call out to God or whatever you want to call out to, and you're in the light. I've heard that, or I've heard some people are just so tied to the ego, so tied to the physical body, and who knows, maybe they've had something to do with their past lives, or Maybe I don't know. I don't have the answer to that, but some have, but it's not a common thing.
I would think that you would have that experience in a, darker world so that you do call out to God and that you do like you need a lesson. It's more of a lesson, like you need to start, shaping up or changing your life. I would think.
Right. I think in some instances it is like that because I noticed I've had an opposite experience than most people. The majority that I see of the podcast is most people have no spiritual experience to begin with.
Mm-hmm.
And now they are shocked. They didn't believe in an afterlife. They didn't meditate or they weren't spiritual. They didn't believe in anything.
You're
Uh,
atheist.
and then all of a sudden they're shocked, and that's why they end up with PTSD, a lot of people, because of
Oh.
the experience.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
A lot of people end up really impaired after an NDE, physically, their bodies, because they've been in car crashes or whatever they went through. And there's these people saying, "Oh, I wish I had an NDE." You don't. You don't. You just want to learn from the NDE experiencers
We'll read the
because,
book.
You have to read the
right,
book, yeah.
right. Because I'm telling you, you're never the same. I could never be the same after my experience. I am
Mhm.
longing every day to be in that space and to be home
Mm.
because that's home. This is not home.
Yeah.
Amazing.
And I want to let people know that they need to trust the divine plan. Trust it. You have to trust.
Mhm.
And tell my patients, if you're in an unknown stage of your life, pray for clarity.
So let's say someone is going through something in their life, a transition, a big transition.
Mm-hmm.
It can pray for clarity, or can you just talk to your angels or your spirit
Yes.
guides and ask them for support and guidance? Like, please guide me.
Send
Mm-hmm.
me signs. Ask them to send hearts. I
Okay.
always tell people to ask for hearts.
Okay.
Um, but you can ask for anything. But I'm telling you, it depends on how much you believe because I've had to get signs for other people. I had a friend of mine that was very jealous of my signs. So she said to me, Lisamarie, why do they show you signs and I don't see the signs from my dead parents? I
Uh,
said, because you're lacking faith.
Mm.
You're lacking, you're not believing it, really believing that there's an afterlife and your parents are not really gone. I said, what do you want to see? I'll get it for you because they know I believe. This was
Mm.
years ago.
okay.
This is way before my NDEs. So she said, I want to see ladybugs. 7 days straight. I
She's
saw
funny.
ladybugs in one form or another. Live stickers, like they would bring my attention to I was in somebody's house and I said, what's that? What's that? They bring my attention to the floor. What's that thing on the floor? I got close. It was a ladybug sticker. Went to somebody else's house the next day. I was in a certain room. Why was I in that room at that moment, at that time? There's a pillow with a ladybug on it. The next day I was in another house.
Uh-huh.
I saw a ladybug crawling. I actually caught it with a jar to save for her.
Mm.
7 days in a row, and I actually had to tell Spirit that they could stop now.
Wow.
So I said to her, is this enough? And she said, yes.
It's the number 3 on us. We kept saying, I mean, you have a story, McLovey and Lolly, that you were having dinner and we kept on seeing the number 3 even in the invoice.
333.
Yeah, and that's been our
Three
number
is
for the
very
I am.
powerful. Three is
3333.
very
Mm-hmm.
powerful.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Her address at her farm is 3333.
Yeah, 4 3s.
And then we went to lunch. The total was
Mm-hmm.
3333.
Yeah.
Yes.
It was all these.
Well, it's this signs, I am trying to understand because,
That's a
for
sign.
example,
That's a sign. You need to be aware of it.
Mhm.
yeah, the other day I was thinking, I haven't heard I haven't seen owls lately in our farm.
Yeah. I love owls.
And that was just a thought I had to myself. At
Hmm.
3 o'clock in the morning,
Three.
I wake up and I see that the moon is setting. So I see a moon setting in the horizon.
Mm.
And I walk out into the balcony, and all I could hear was the owl going hoot, hoot.
He's saying, I'm here.
I'm
Yep.
here. So I didn't understand that. I mean, it was a thought. And when I listened to you talking, that these entities or this energy communicates with you through like telepathy, right?
Mm.
How are these voices that we have inside? Should we pay attention to them? I mean, it just caught my attention that it was a coincidence that I went out at 3 a.m. and I saw the moon and the owl, I heard him singing. So,
Many years ago, I lived in the woods and
uh-huh.
it was during the day, and the bathroom upstairs had a big skylight above it and that ceiling. And I looked up and there is a huge, like 2 foot tall gray owl staring down at me. The owl is so, and I could see in his eyes, and he was so wise. And he went like this, like, what is she? Who is she? But those are the times that I wish I had a camera.
Mm-hmm.
And when I see that double rainbow, I never have the camera. My phone, you know what I mean? Your
Yeah.
phone, you can't get it out quick
Yeah.
enough, or and these animal signs have been very profound in my life. I mean, I have a big woodpecker significance. That's a whole nother story. The love of my life that died tragically, and he comes with the woodpecker signs to every place I live.
Wow.
And that owl was amazing. But the owl is very wise, very spiritual figure. The other thing is they're starting with the numbers with me, so I look at my receipts.
Mhm.
The 333 is very powerful, and when I'm going through a difficult time, I pay attention to the numbers that are being shown to me and the animals that are like going on my truck out of nowhere. And then I look up what is the spiritual significance of a deer crossing your path or a rabbit
Yeah.
crossing your path. And it's all the same. You're on the right path. New beginnings. New beginnings are around the corner. Listen to your guidance. It's just all the same. And we all see that 11:11 all the time on the clock,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yep.
right?
Oh,
I,
yeah.
I pay I pay attention, and that's what gives you the hope too. It gives you hope
Mm-hmm.
because
And
I look
chat
it up and it
GTP.
gets me excited.
It's support. They're
Yeah.
supporting you. They're
It's
like,
support,
yes.
For
Mhm.
support. And another
right? It's
yeah.
support.
Another question, chat GPT. There's a lot of spirituals that are
Mhm,
uh getting answers on the AI
mhm.
suddenly.
Yeah,
How do you
they
see
are.
that?
They are. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
well, I don't know a lot about AI, but I do love AI and some of the things it comes out with. But people are getting some profound answers on there. I don't know how it knows, but I'm open-minded and I can't wait to see what's going to happen next. I think the next several years are going to be very telling.
Mhm.
Well, it is part of our
So,
lives, so we should.
yeah, and we're here and we're all supposed to be here. And I think that only the brave ones, the real warrior spirits, are here right now. Because if you notice, a lot of people are checking out lately.
Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of cancer. I'm getting a lot of people coming in with cancer. A lot of people are dying the past couple of years. I don't know if you guys have noticed it,
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
but they're checking out right before the drama really hits.
Yeah. I
Mhm.
lost my father, my mother, and my brother in a period of 5 years.
Oh,
Yeah,
So,
that's
I've had a
tough.
lot of friends
I'm so
pass now with
sorry. I'm
cancer.
so sorry.
Mhm.
yeah.
Well,
Can
we
I?
both went through
But
cancer.
and I'm
Yeah.
telling you,
Yeah, these two, Lolly
they are
and
not
Anna Maria,
gone.
went through cancer.
Yeah, both of us.
Oh, I'm also a massage therapist and I'm certified in oncology and
Oh, that's
lymphatic
amazing.
drainage massage. Yeah,
Lolly,
that's my specialty.
Lolly's in Maryland. You are in
Mm,
Connecticut.
Yeah,
can yes.
Yeah.
we're
You're
closer.
not far
You're
away.
closer.
You're a 6 hour drive.
Yeah, we're so
Um,
close. No,
just
but I think that, bringing awareness, into these little
Mm,
things that we don't acknowledge, we're getting signs, but it's like speaking
mm,
another language, right?
mhm,
These signs are
mhm.
like, for us, would be speaking in Japanese. We have no idea they're telling us something, but if we learn that these are messages, then our lives will definitely be better.
Yeah.
Our
And
We have to
experience.
keep raising, we have to raise our consciousness. We have to constantly raise our consciousness to a higher level to connect better because the vibration over there is so high and ours is so low. We have to meet in the middle.
Mhm.
Yeah.
can we can
So
do
the
that
more
with
you raise
breathing,
your
right?
consciousness,
Can we do that
you
with
can.
breathing?
I mean, I do a 10-minute breathing, alternate nostril breathing called pranayama before my meditation. So I teach people how to do that to calm down too, because that breathing exercise really makes a big difference in your physiology. It really calms you down. If you don't, not ready for meditation yet, that's another thing. I forgot about that.
Mm-hmm.
So I do 10 minutes of that twice a day before my meditation, alternate nostril breathing.
Mm-hmm.
And it's wonderful. Raising consciousness through that Shirodara treatment raises consciousness. The Ayurvedic treatment, Shirodara. Meditation raises consciousness. Positive thoughts raise consciousness. There's a lot of people going on around with a lot of negative talk. The more you go more into your true self of who you are, your higher self, your spirit form is nothing but love. And the more you go into that space versus the ego of the body, the more you're going to get answers and be able to connect to source God. And the more you're going to be able to help other people.
Mhm.
The more you're going to be able to connect to people, and the more you're going to raise your consciousness, the more and reading spiritual books and listening to the podcast also can raise your consciousness.
Mhm.
Yeah. I mean,
Prayer,
with each conversation
prayer,
that we've had,
consciousness.
it raises consciousness. I have learned so much, including today. It's amazing, that opening up this conversation to whoever watches,
Right,
I know
right,
that it will
right.
make a
Yeah.
difference.
You're never alone. There's spirits guides everywhere. There is no need to be in any fear, no matter what. Um, we're never alone.
I've been using the pendulum for questions, yes and no questions.
You only just be careful that it's not picking up on your own thoughts
Okay.
because
And how do you know?
The
your own
questions.
mind is powerful. Well, you
Hmm.
have to discern that eventually, but if the answers maybe start coming out wrong, sometimes your own mind will influence. Like, say, if I want something for you, Maclovia, really bad,
Mhm.
but you want something else. You want the pendulum to go a certain way, but I really want that thing for you. I can influence it.
Okay. So don't use it.
No, I mean ask for your highest goods. Like I
I'm
ask
saying,
questions that suppose like because I've been using like for 20 years, and if I ask gossip and if it answers, I know it's a low vibration. So I ask for angels and the highest beings, and I make sure that the questions are right.
I was, I started using it. I thought it was going to be great for me. I think it just depends on what you need for
Mhm.
your journey.
Mhm.
Everybody's different. Some people use a crystal ball, some people use pendulum, whatever they need to use, but or not use. But I know that I was influencing my pendulum.
Mm. Do you do intuitive readings or is that
I do remote healings, and that's when remote and of course in person, and that's when the information comes
Mhm. Mhm.
when I'm doing that.
And what is that? How does
So,
that work?
oh boy, that's hard to describe
Mm.
too. I was with a patient of mine. It was a house call. She had just lost her newborn baby.
Mhm.
Family was very religious. I didn't expect this to happen. As soon as I closed the door, got the table ready and everything, and I closed the door, this energy that was so powerful came into the room, and I realized that it was the baby spirit. The baby was assisting me to heal his mother's body, his mother, just like my higher self, was assisting the spirit beings, Jesus and Archangel Michael, and I was with Raphael, Angel Raphael and Gabriel were also with me on my right side in the back of me. Just like that, this baby's was very evolved. The spirit almost blew me over physically. Physically, I almost ended up on the floor. That's how powerful he was. And but he knew what I do. So he came in and he helped me to heal her. And she asked me to describe what I was feeling and seeing with the baby's soul. I said, he's so evolved. Like, you came here together with this mission. Let me tell you, this girl, and she's young, she healed amazingly. She still sees me.
Wow.
She
Oh my
healed
God.
amazingly, but she was open. She was open. She was open. And that was half the battle with her. So when I do a remote healing, I don't know what's going to happen. I can't predict it. I can't predict it. I don't know if it's going to be 20 minutes. I don't know if it's going to be an hour, and when that energy comes, and it always does, it can be really powerful for some people. And then I do a scan of their body. And then for me, the way I see it is, if there's I'm being stuck at a certain point, like say I'm being stuck in their abdomen, and then I'm thinking, is it the digestive system isn't right? I may see a gray area near their heart. Now I have to decipher, is it a heart problem or is it grief?
Right.
Or are they depressed? Are they depressed? But that comes. I'm able to figure it out. But it just comes. It's very hard to explain energy. It's hard to explain consciousness. It's hard to explain the divine beings and how they work with me. It's very hard to explain. It's because it's an experience.
Yeah, you have to experience.
It's like trying to, I don't know where this show is going and who's going to see it, but it's trying. How do you explain falling in love? How do you explain an orgasm to somebody? How do you put words to that, though?
Yeah.
And that's how the NDE experience is, and that's how the healing experience is. You can't put words to it because it's an experience, that it's something you're feeling and sensing and whatever.
Butterflies in the stomach.
Can we ask you, how can people get a hold of you or in touch with you?
Oh, they could get hold of me on Facebook.
Uh-huh.
Reverend REV Lisamarie Boncek, Boncek. I talk to people on Facebook Messenger. It's easy for me. I have my phone with me all the time, of course, and through my website, perfecthealthandbalance.com, and spelled out. Perfect Health and Balance.
I loved your explanation. I mean, when you were talking about the lady with the baby, right now it gave me a peace of mind because I lost a baby when the baby was 7 months old, and that's inside of me. So I always wondered, what happens? It was a short life, but what happens to them, to the babies? That was
The soul chose that. I will tell you, and it's in the book, in my chapter. I talk about that, not to worry about that, because I talked about my experience with this girl and her baby, and I said, you never know, the soul may come back in a different body. You never know. And there are no mistakes. I want to tell you, there was nothing that you could have done to change that. That was meant to be. Yeah, I'm getting that divine thing is coming again. It's very powerful when it comes. It's so powerful that it's also emotional for me. There are no mistakes, Maria. I'm getting the chills. This is the truth. That soul is so evolved and knows what it's doing. and you and that soul, your higher self, was in cahoots with that soul before we got here to experience that. A lot of souls experience short lives because for whoever to learn whatever, to go through the grief of that. That's actually an experience on earth, grief. And the 5 stages of grief, I think they made a 6th one called mindfulness.
Mm.
Nothing is in vain. I knew in my NDE that all the suffering I went through, nothing was in vain. There was a reason for it all. And you may not know all the answers right now, but you will find them out when it's your time. But that soul had a higher purpose and is a very special soul. I could actually feel that soul.
Wow.
So, sometimes it's meant for them to come back at a different time. Certain people had to, around the situation, had to learn certain things.
Yeah.
It wasn't the right time or whatever, it was whatever. But there's a reason. And that soul is alive like you wouldn't believe, and probably a grown soul. That soul probably is, I would bet, it's not even a baby. I'm not gonna say for sure, but it's a good possibility that soul is not even a baby right now on the other side. Could be a 20-year-old.
Yeah, he's probably 30
Like
now.
if you were to have NDE and then meet with that soul, don't be surprised if that soul isn't in a baby form.
I see.
It could be,
So it
could be a little
continues.
more.
The growth continues. They don't
Right,
stop.
right. Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
I
there's
love your
reasons
smile,
for it.
Lisa Marie. You have the greatest smile.
Thank
Yeah.
you so
So
much.
it like goes with the white light in the book.
Yeah.
It's just beautiful.
And she's
Yeah.
the guest that has laughed the most, because usually the three of us are laughing at whatever, and sometimes it's like,
And
okay,
everybody's so
we have to
serious
stop
that we
because
interview. Can I pull a card for you? Can we pull
Yes.
we usually pull a card at the end. Okay, it's just I just,
Now it's for her.
Love
the
it.
one that flew.
We're gonna pull that out on me.
Yeah.
let me see.
Yeah.
Oh,
That
this one.
fell.
What is it?
What is it?
Reward
It's so
yourself.
angel.
It says reward
looks like-
yourself.
Mm-hmm.
It says
Looks like a little angel.
You've been giving a lot of yourself lately, and it's time for you to receive. Make the time to reward yourself in a meaningful way. This balance of giving and receiving is essential to keeping your energy, mood, and motivation at a consistently high level. Lisa Marie, you are
That's very true. Very true.
Yeah. Giving and receiving.
Yes, that's very true.
Mm-hmm.
And before
Very
we
important.
end, we always ask the question that what would be a message you can give to humanity right now? Like in 2 sentences, if you can, or.
I need a better answer for this because it's so profound. We don't die. We are love. You can turn any situation around with love. Even bad situations, just put a loving energy to it and turn it around. It's so, I do it easily because of my experiences, but we are all one in the end. All one collective consciousness in the end, and enjoy your life the best that you can and trust the divine plan is my secret. And you can manifest a lot of things with your thoughts. So watch your thoughts, guys.
Thank God.
Yeah,
Because
I got the
those
owl.
negative thoughts will create negative things, just like positive thoughts create positive things. That's what I'm leaving with you with today. I
Love
love
it.
you all.
Lisa
Love
Marie,
it.
thank
you.
you so
guys
much.
want to talk to me? You want to talk to me, Maria? You
Yeah.
guys want to talk to me? I'm all for it. Get on the phone. Okay?
Okay. Sounds good. Have a
You're
great
amazing.
Sunday. Thank
Beautiful.
you so
Thank you.
much.
Thank
It was
you.
great. Thank you.
So grateful,
Love ya.
Lisa Marie.
My pleasure.